Hi, I'm John Barclay with AVI, and I'm here with an AC tech tip for you. Now, what we have out there in some cases with different vehicles, and we're going to talk about one in particular, we're going to talk about General Motors. Now, other manufacturers are doing basically the same thing. However, we've heard a little bit more information about GM specifically, so we're going to target it and its structure very simply. Now, what we have is a situation where you're cruising down the road, you want some air conditioning, you reach over, you hit the AC button, it blinks at you 4 times, shuts off, and you don't have AC. Now, inconvenient? Oh, absolutely inconvenient. Uncomfortable? Oh, definitely. Now, here's the problem. No fault codes. No fault codes anywhere on the vehicle. And there are technicians out there hanging quite a few parts for this situation. Now, pressures are good. I know you're thinking about those basics. Everything in the system is good. The only thing that is wrong is a wrong learned value. Now, the value's changed, but the system didn't update. At key on, we look at ambient temperature. That's the protocol. The problem is sometimes we get a value that gets learned and it doesn't relearn. It doesn't autocorrect. It gets stuck. Now, that's a problem and it's very frustrating. So if you go in and you look and you see a value, and the key here is less than 40 degrees Fahrenheit. When we're below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, GM's protocol is not to give you AC. Again, different manufacturers do it differently. And over the years, even inside the same manufacturer, you may have several different strategies. But clearly, if it's freezing, if we have any kind of condensation, things of that nature, then we run the risk of freezing an evaporator. Not what we want to do. So, everybody's got different protocols to try to make the evaporator very, very cold without actually having it freeze. Now, their protocol here that we're talking about today is if we're below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, no AC. Now, it's a disable. So, what is it we need to do? Well, we go to the control head. And here's a picture of one of them. So here, if we look at this picture, on the control head here, you see we've got our AC button to the left, and below it is the recirculation. Now, if we push both of these at the same time, what's going to happen is it forces the system to then go and look at ambient temperature again. It forces it to relearn. Again, you look at this HVAC head unit here, it doesn't look very complex, does it? But in reality, we do have a lot happening behind the scenes. And we've got AC and op for no other reason than it has learned a value that's no longer correct. So, simply pushing these 2 buttons, it's going to go ahead and relearn the value to what it is now. We can go ahead and verify that our ambient temperature probe is reading correctly, because we should see that new updated value and it should match basically what we have. Once it does, AC should be restored. This has fixed a lot of vehicles out there. And keep in mind, we might be picking on GM right now, just a little bit, but there are other manufacturers that have very, very similar strategies, and we're hearing some noise out there that they too are kind of getting some glitches where a little cleanup needs to be done here and there. GM being the one that most folks are seeing right now, so we wanted to get it out to you as a good tech tip for you. I'm John Barclay. We'll see you soon.